Hey guys, it's Alexandria X, and I used to make content on Instagram, but now I've switched over to YouTube. And the type of content I like to make are vlogs, talking videos, TV show commentary, and movie commentary. If you're new here, subscribe down below, and if you're not new here, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're talking about, if you read the title, Never Have I Ever Season 3. Now I'm not gonna try to ramble on too much, but before I got my camera, I actually filmed this video, but I could not edit this video on my phone's nor could I get the video onto my computer, so I had to delete the footage. So I'm basically remaking this video. In the Never Have I Ever video, this should have been like the last video before I got my camera, but it's too late, so I'm making it again. So anyways, back to what I'm talking about. So enough of the rambling. I'm talking about Never Have I Ever in season 3. I can't really remember too much now because I done messed around and waited too long, but I'm gonna try to recall everything that has happened in the season. So first of all, I remember Davy finally gets with Paxton. And honestly, Davy is, you can see Davy's progression in the season of season 3. I forgot to clarify that I'm only going to be talking about season 3. I haven't talked about Never Have I Ever on my channel before as a whole, but I have seen all 3 seasons. But I will recall some of the past seasons, so just a PSA and FYI, just letting y'all know. So, she finally is with Paxton. Finally, after all these many years of, having this huge crush on Paxton, she's finally with Paxton. Now, a lot of people are team Ben or team Paxton, and me personally, I just feel as if Davy is still not ready for a relationship. Although her dad basically passed away like 2 years ago, I just feel as if Davy still has some things. Davy has not worked on herself enough to get into a relationship, because Paxton even told her, well, maybe you have to love yourself first before you can literally love anyone else. And since you don't love yourself, too bad, so sad. And honestly, and with Ben, I just think to me personally, this is just my own theory, but I feel like she only ever liked Ben because of the heroic thing that he did for her, which is, when in season 1, when the ashes got spread on the beach, he stayed behind, and that's how her liking toward Ben came along. I personally believe she doesn't necessarily like Ben. I can kind of compare it. It's not necessarily like a huge comparison, but I'm gonna take Margaret from Regular Show. She never really liked Mordecai and really only saw Mordecai as a friend. Although Davy saw Ben as a nemesis, or her rival. But back to it, that's all Margaret really ever saw Mordecai. She didn't really see him, nothing more. But I think once Margaret, she started to realize that Mordecai actually likes her instead of just doing friendly gestures, because it was clearly obvious from the very beginning that Mordecai did have a crush on Margaret, but then all of a sudden it's now clicking to Margaret that, Margaret, girl, Mordecai likes you. And after that kiss in the asteroid episode, I guess she realizes that Mordecai is a good guy, but I feel like she still doesn't like Mordecai. She just likes him as a friend and nothing more. And then when she leaves to go to Milton University and comes back from Milton and sees that Mordecai is with CJ, it kind of burns her. Not because CJ is with Mordecai, well, a little bit with that, but also Mordecai has moved on from her. Finally, after all this time of being depressed and literally just crying over Margaret, and plus Margaret knew that she lost something really good, and Mordecai is a really good protagonist. So that's how I feel. That was a long way of explaining that, but yes, that's how I feel about Davy. She doesn't really like Ben. She just likes him because of the heroic thing. Like I said, it's not a real comparison, but in a sense it is, because she only ever really liked Ben personally because of that heroic thing that Ben did for her, not because she really likes him. So yeah, Davy is just a mess. We also really didn't get to see too much of the friendship dynamic this season personally. And every time you did see the friendship dynamic, it was always super awkward, because I really do personally feel as if Eleanor and Fabiola are really outgrowing Davy, and Davy is outgrowing them, which is crazy to think. And the reason why I'm not saying all three of them are outgrowing each other, because I still feel like Fabiola and Eleanor are really close, because Davy has been pretty much kind of a bad friend pretty much the whole series of Never Have I Ever. She's been a terrible friend, because yes, she's been going through a lot, but she really has not been emotionally there as a friend. And although Eleanor and Fabiola really wants to help Davy with her problems, I feel like as if now they're just getting sick of helping her, because she doesn't listen, and Davy just goes out and does whatever she wants, and she doesn't, she's not really accepting. And I feel like, and Davy is now outgrowing them, because she wants to experience her own path of life. She doesn't necessarily care too much to really be around Eleanor and Fabiola. I feel like now they've created this circle with Anissa, and I don't want to say that they're really kicking Davy to the curb, but in a sense, they're kicking Davy. In a sense, they're kicking Davy to the curb. Yes, I really like to see how Davy has really progressed. Her and Nalini really has progressed in the season, because in season 1 they were literally like arch nemesis. Like, they butted heads a lot, but now that we're in season 3, they're not really butting heads like they used to anymore, which is really nice to see how Davy is really starting to grow comfort with her mother, because beforehand, when her dad was still living, she was not necessarily so close to her mom. She was not close to her mother, she was close to her father. So now knowing that the father's passing kind of forces them to become closer and to really understand each other. I want to talk about the end of the season real quick, when Nalini tries to convince her to go off to that school. It's really nice to see Davy opening up and acknowledging that she's not ready to move on, because she's scared of what could happen to you, Mom. I've already lost a parent and I don't want to lose another, which is something that, is really honorable of Davy to even think, because now she's finally coming to terms with herself. I feel like this entire season and series of the show, she hasn't really been super honest with herself, and finally she's coming to terms and being honest with herself and saying, you know what, Mom, I don't want to leave you just yet. And this is the honesty that Davy really needed to speak. Now I want to talk about Des, Davy's love interest, her third love interest. So I think Des was a really good love interest. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. He was a really good love interest, and they were perfect for each other, except Raya, Des's mother. Now, it is just so heartbreaking, and I saw a video of an Indian girl actually talk about this in the Indian, like, South Asian culture. If I can find that video, I'll put it in the cards above somewhere. Where would the cards be? I always just do this because I really never know what side it's going to be on, but I think it's actually this side. So I'll put the cards up for you guys up there to find that video. But she really said in a lot of South Asian or literally in like Indian, like brown culture, it is so common for the mother to really have high value of the son. I'm just kind of paraphrasing what the girl said. So, like, their son is basically their prized possession, and literally does want nothing but the best, but literally the son has to have the best of the best. And in Raya's eyes, she even called Davy like delusional, like she even like crazy, like basically just calling her things like, she's not sane, she's still going through a lot, which Davy is going through a lot, but I still feel like that was wrong of Raya to even say that. Because, I mean, yes, Davy may be going through a lot, but she's progressing. She's getting better. She's doing better. And I feel like it really should have been up to Des to make the decision to either break up with Davy or not. Not necessarily listen to his mother, but listen to his mother, and that's what happened. Like, we can't really do anything about that. But I really do think that Davy really did like Des, and Des really liked Davy, and I really think that he was a perfect love interest for Davy if it just wasn't for his trifling mother. So, and Nalini told off his trifling mother as well. This season I really did like how we finally got a space with Paxton and Ben finally the bros just sitting down and talking together and basically sharing a nice moment. You know, and it's kind of nice to see those two opposites really just talk about the things that Devi has kind of put them through. But you know, and it's relieving because they, you know, they're cool with each other after talking about the whole situation. It's just cool, and I really did like that dynamic. So there has been a lot going on. Like, still, I really am, you know, I didn't even get to talk about Kamala, but Kamala, you know, she dating Devi's teacher Manish, and I feel like personally, what was the other guy's name? Dog, I don't forgot the other guy's name. Guys, I cannot remember the other guy's name, but Manish is the guy that she is currently talking to. But Manish, you know, I feel like the other guy's name is literally sitting on my tongue. Oh my gosh, the other guy's name is really sitting on my tongue, guys. I am so sorry. I want to remember so bad. Why do I want to call that boy Rodney? But his name is not no Rodney. But anyway, so she likes Manish and everything like that, and I just feel like, but you know, Kamala, and I like how, you know, we're still getting like Kamala really just trying to just figure herself out as a grown woman as well. I really like to see how, you know, she's having confusions, and it's okay to be an adult and have confusions. So yes, and then obviously I already touched bases on the friends, and I really, you know, a character that I really wish I could have saw a little bit more in the season is Anissa. I think that Anissa really did serve her purpose in season 2 by basically, you know, having the story of the ED. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube, but I mean, it is a sensitive word, so I'm just gonna say the ED. And then obviously her kicking Devi out of the place because she's the other, like, kicking Devi out of her place because she's the other Indian girl and everything like that. So I definitely do think that Anissa served the purpose in season 2, but in season 3 she was just there. Like, there was nothing. She was literally, like, after her relationship with Ben, I feel like she was just there. Like, she didn't really fit in. Like, and then after with the, I think to like fill in that void, you know, she had the kiss with Fabiola. I just think it was just a filler because they really just didn't know what to do with Anissa's character. That's basically all I have to say. I will say season 3 has been a really rocky road, and I'm so glad that Devi is now finally listening to her therapist. That's the person she really needed to listen to a lot, was her therapist. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. I really hope you guys like this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Subscribe mainly. And I hope that you have a good day. Bye.